Hi, I'm Helen Ficalora, and I am a mom of two sons. After my husband was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and retired from work early, I started a jewelry company from my kitchen table. I've been fortunate to have moms across the world love my pieces. So before I started my jewelry company, I was a stay-at-home mom. We had no debt, had a beautiful home. My husband had a good job, and then the wheels fell off. My husband, Bob, was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1991. We had just moved out to Washington State and had our second son. I was petrified. It's very difficult to face an illness that you really don't know how it's going to progress. Bob said, Helen, you better go back and run your family's beach resort in Montauk so that if anything happens to me, you'll be set. I grew up being the kid who ran the motel. So when I came to be actually the person who ran the motel, it was easy for me. We had no debt on our property in Washington. It was a seasonal business. So after the season closed, we would drive back to Olympia. My husband's very fiscally conservative, so our plan was to not have debt. My father had given us the business, but we had to basically clean the whole place up, renovate it, fix it. So starting a business with no money, you kind of do it as you go out of cash flow. I learned a lot from doing that. I had a small income from running the motel, so that kind of sustained us. I've had amazing relationships with customers, like a group of moms who all became entrepreneurs in the late 90s. Everyone was kind of looking at what's a home-based business that we can do. I had met a woman who had a necklace that I really liked and she had made it. And I was like, oh, I want to do that. And I started making some pieces. I'd taken over the kitchen and turned it into a shop for the jewelry. I started a little boutique at the motel, so that allowed me to begin introducing my jewelry. Some friends of mine were wearing them, so people would see them and go where'd you get them? People would come, and it kind of kept evolving. We went back to Olympia, Washington in the winters, and during that time, I would make the jewelry. We had accountants in Olympia, and I remember the guy saying to me, you're going to be making money. It's not going to be just a little hobby thing for you. And I didn't ever think I'm going to grow a giant business. I started a home-based business because I wanted to parent my children and be home with them as they grew up. My sons helped me with the business, and I remember I was working really, really hard when my son said to me, Mom, everybody has something that they're supposed to do in this life, and you make jewelry that makes people happy. I was so happy that he wasn't resentful of me working so much. And so as the business started to grow, it was exciting for everyone. We had a very fiscally conservative start, and I started my business basically out of cash flow. I had no investors. The only way I knew how to do it, I didn't have overhead at the beginning, so everything was done out of the house. The money that the business was bringing in, that money would go back into making more jewelry. As far as my kids, I just really wanted them to be able to have whatever they needed. In 2008, the jewelry business was starting to become much, much bigger. That's when I switched to doing the jewelry business full time. I was making more money in a day than I was making running the motel for 6 months. And before then, I didn't take a salary from the jewelry business. It's been very rewarding to be able to have my family involved in the business with me. My husband's still with me, thankfully. And the fact that I have created a home-based business that allows me to spend time with him, it's been very rewarding. There's always pitfalls along the way. How you handle stress and react to situations is a great lesson for not just business, but for parenting. The business has helped me to take care of my kids, raise them, take care of my father, take care of my husband. It's also allowed us to have a home, to put the kids through college. I think my children have been inspired by my hard work and perseverance. Each of my sons have started a couple of businesses. If you want to test the entrepreneurial waters, see if what you want to do is something that other people want. There's so many programs now. You can really find resources to help you. I don't think anyone should be scared about doing anything. No one could pay me for what I did for myself, but I did it for myself and my family. I think my work has made me a stronger person and hopefully a role model for other women who find themselves alone or in crisis. It is so exciting when you see your jewelry on a television show, in a movie, on a magazine cover. I'm so thankful to be part of all these different amazing things. I never in my wildest dreams could have guessed that I would be doing this.